just accept your request, Akib. This one is happening.
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Oh, I think you are not connected to my hands for some reason. Let me just fix this.
I guess it's connected.
No, I think I can hear you outside of it. Let me just. I
Okay.
think I think you're outside. Can
Yes.
you hear me though?
Yes, I can hear you, definitely.
Okay. So take it. Then that is fine. We'll wait for a few people
Perfect.
to join us. And my headphones are
Definitely.
getting better. Okay. So how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. How are you?
I am very well. I think we can go on. We have a few people with us. So before we begin, could you tell us a bit
Yes.
about yourself? Just introduce yourself.
Yes, definitely. Basically, my name is Akib. I am a social media influencer and a blogger. I'm doing food blogging almost since 3 years. And with that, I am a student of electrical engineering from NERST. It's my third year now. And with that, I am a founder of one digital marketing PR company. And with that, I have been a founding member of few welfare organizations and NGOs in the past, जिनके साथ मैंने काम किया था. And I guess that's pretty much. Hello, Talha.
That's a lot. That is a lot. Matlab, I can see you keep yourself very busy, and of course, because you're so socially active, we feel like you're the perfect person for this live session. So I'll just introduce the live
Thank
session
you.
for the people. So the theme
Yes,
of this
definitely.
session is Reimagine Society Stories. And the purpose of
Bilkul.
this is that there are a lot of things that are so wrong in our community. We see a lot of things that could be improved upon, reformed, and even though we're very privileged, we're a little far away from those. But it
Hmm.
is important for us to speak about those, to talk about those, and to see what we could be doing differently. So, within this theme,
Definitely.
the topic for today, which I want to talk to you about, is gender disparity in education. So you're a
Hmm.
student. Could you tell us about, generally, what do you feel like gender disparity is in the education system of Pakistan?
Yes, if we are talking about all around the Pakistan, so this definitely there is definitely on the pretty much high level scale. There are percentages that I was looking yesterday. Only 69% of the students, of female students, reach the ninth grade. So if we see that 69% of the students are missing their primary education all around the Pakistan, and this percentage goes up to 81% even in Balochistan and KPK. So as you see, even in Punjab, it's pretty much better as compared to the other provinces like Punjab, Balochistan, and KPK. So yes, definitely there is a factor, and there are many factors that cause this thing. And yeah, definitely this is the major issue that we are facing as a nation.
So yes, we understand that there is a difference between, the number of women and the number of men who are, allowed by the society to pursue
Hmm.
education at various levels.
बिल्कुल.
Even NUS, maybe, which is a big institute, a lot of privileged people there. Do you feel like
Hmm.
NUS, maybe there has been gender disparity?
Um, yes, there is sort of actually, especially in the fields of engineering, and we offer also as a applied bioscience course and course of architecture. So in there are percentage differences में है definitely. Engineering की जितनी भी हमारे schools हैं, there is a higher percentage of boys, and जितने हमारे बाकी architecture या applied bioscience के schools हैं, वहाँ पे definitely जो females की percentage है वो ज्यादा होती है. एंड आई गेस द मेजर रीजन बिहाइंड दिस इज कि जो हमारी मार्केट है, जितनी भी इंजीनियरिंग की मार्केट है उसमें जितनी भी हमारी पोजीशंस होती हैं वो मेल्स के लिए ज्यादा हैं और एज कम्पेयर टू द फीमेल्स. सो दैट्स द मेजर फैक्टर कि जितनी भी फीमेल्स हैं वो इंजीनियरिंग वाली फील्ड में आने के लिए थोड़ा हेजिटेट करती हैं, एंड दैट्स द फैक्टर आई गेस.
हाँ ये तो चलो नस पे है, लेकिन do you feel like
Hmm.
is इसके बारे में like has it ever been talked about नस पे भी why is there such a difference, ठीक है, why do we not have more women या females coming into engineering departments? Do you feel like it's because of a lack of opportunity, a lack of awareness? uh, okay, I think Akev had some internet issue. Um, so this is me now. Okay, so if anyone in the audience would like to point in about gender disparity or just ask a question, I would be happy to take them. Gender roles. Yes, yeah, a very interesting subject. I feel like a lot of this disparity in education is because of the gender roles. Women are more predisposed to, the biological side, in fields of pharmacy, medicine, and let me just accept Akif's request again. And I feel like it's more, seen as more manly or fitting for men to pursue engineering degrees, because we see a lot of male engineers. So I feel like these gender roles that we've decided as a community, as a society, has influenced this disparity a lot.
Hmm.
And especially because I think Akib is with us now.
Yes, I am
Hello,
actually. I
Arjun.
had internet connection issue, so that's why I just got disconnected. I'm sorry for that.
It is completely fine. It is understand. We all have, these issues. I hope I don't have them today.
I hope so.
What?
Yes, where were
Okay, so
we?
I
We
was.
were asking a question.
Okay. We were talking about the factors that influence gender disparity in us, and whether it's because of a lack of opportunity or a lack of awareness. And I can't see your video, and I took to the audience to see if they had any questions. Story of Poet says, what are your viewpoints on gender roles in parenting? That is a very interesting
It is definitely
subject. Would you
yes.
want to talk about that, Akib?
Uh, Khadija, can you see me right now?
I cannot.
I guess there is an internet problem. Let me rejoin, okay?
Okay, of course. I will talk to the audience till then. Okay, so gender roles in parenting. I feel like parents, at least in Asian households, have a huge influence on what their children do, actually, because even in my own family, it was like, thought of that my brothers would go into engineering side, and I would go towards the biological sciences field, which I actually did, and my brothers went the same way. So I feel like parents have a huge role and a huge impact on what their children decide to do. And again, they play a huge role in the disparity. Um, so I hope that answers your question, Story of Poet. Um, and Akib just sent me a request again. I hope this works. Thank
Hello.
you, Jafar.
Yes. Can you see
I
me
just
now, Khadija?
Yes, your video is perfectly fine now.
Okay,
And
sugar. Now we can go on.
it's understand where it happens. It is no problem. So do you want to begin where we left?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So I was asking whether you feel like the gender disparity in NUST. We'll talk about NUST because it's relevant to you
Mhm.
before we go on to the rest of Pakistan. Why do you feel like there's a gender disparity in NUST? Because of a lack of opportunities or awareness? What do you think?
Um, Basically the lack of opportunities in the market available for the male and female sector actually. Basically जितनी भी हमारी engineering fields हैं उसमें जितनी भी हमारी industries हैं और जितने भी हमारे एक इंजीनियर ग्रेजुएट होने के बाद जहाँ पे जॉब्स के लिए जाता है वहाँ पे मेल्स को ज्यादा प्रेफर किया जाता है एज एन इंजीनियर, बिकॉज ऑन ग्राउंड वर्क में फीमेल्स को उस तरह प्रेफर नहीं किया जाता. एंड दिस इज द थिंग दैट हैव क्रिएटेड इम्पैक्ट ऑन द माइंड ऑफ females while choosing their career. So they hesitate basically while applying for as an engineer or somewhere. So that's why they go for the fields like medical, applied bioscience, architecture, or something where they think they have more scope within Pakistan in market actually.
पर ऐसा होता भी है, there females are more dominating actually the hospitals, the clinics,
Yes.
and the medical side.
I think they can do more better in the engineering fields as well if they were given the chance. But as a nation, we lack at this point that these chances are not available actually. So that's the thing.
So point to take away that we need to work on opportunities as well. What do you think on the rest of Pakistan that is not as privileged as Punjab, Islamabad, Rawalpindi? What do you feel like? What are the factors over there that influence or exaggerate this gender disparity?
Basically, there are many major factors that are actually there, and the first one is that जितने भी हमारे parents हैं, जितने भी हमारे basically even in it's very much less in Punjab, but if you're talking about Balochistan and KPK, तो उसमें ये बहुत ज़्यादा है कि there is a social norms, and उसमें ये होता है कि वो अपनी जितनी भी girls होती हैं, जितनी भी females होती हैं, उनको वो अच्छा नहीं समझा जाता that they go to school and they start studying or somewhere or anything like that. So उनके basically एक mindset इस तरह का बन गया है, unfortunately, that women are to stay at home and work, and whereas the men, they can have education and they can work outside. So this is the thing that we need to create social awareness and we need to talk about. And with that, there is one more major factor that is basically from our government side or education side, that is basically that we have very less number of schools in Balochistan or in KPK, and especially only girls school. So that's the major factor basically. So there is a school जो कि यहाँ से अगर 5 kilometers दूर है, so definitely a girl can't go alone, and a parent should need to drop her and pick her up. So that's a major issue we are facing even in Islamabad and Rawalpindi as well. So
that is very rightly said, covers a lot of the reasons that actually give rise to this. We have a question from Marshall: how to shift this mindset? So do you have anything in mind on how we can change this one step at a time? But do you feel like you have an idea of how this could happen?
Yes, definitely. Basically, yes, definitely. Basically, we all have to play our roles. I, as a social media influencer, I have to tell my audience that it's important for everyone to get their basic education, and it's their even basic right. So we have to give them. And secondly, as an individual, whoever person is watching this session, they need to create awareness in their social circle. If you see someone जिसका कोई भी बच्चा है या जिसकी कोई भी स्पेशली कोई ऐसी फीमेल है जो स्कूल नहीं जा रही या जिनकी प्राइमरी एजुकेशन स्टार्ट नहीं हुई, then you are the one who need to create awareness, who need to tell them that it's important for them and it's important for their career, it's important for their future to be educated. So it's us who needs to change, and if we change, then as a nation we will definitely progress, and this thing will definitely overcome.
So you said that as an influencer, what you need to do is create awareness, which you can do because you have a huge platform, you have a massive following. There are people who look up to you. So in a practical sphere, what do you think is like a practical example, anything that you could do that would, influence people to think about it, to talk about it? Do you know any organizations that you could support or fund who actually take care of this?
I was just looking at the page of the Kaarvan Crafts Foundation yesterday, and I was looking that they are doing amazing in this field actually. The major thing that we can do to change the mindset of people is basically sharing the success stories of female working, getting education and working in the domain where we used to think that ये तो सिर्फ यार मर्दों की फील्ड है, यहाँ पे तो औरतें आ नहीं सकती. So basically, there are a lot of women who are doing amazing, absolutely amazing in such fields. So we need to just empower them. We need to bring them to the audience, and we need to tell people that, look, there are girls who are doing amazing in this field.
So I guess that will change a lot, and Kaarvan is doing definitely great in this field already. So we can empower that as well.
I'm actually glad you took this up because I feel like it is super important to have women in leadership positions who can actually empower little girls, who can show them that they too could strive and achieve great things. So, as a
Hmm.
country, I feel like we're still very far behind in that. But again, when I see social media, when I see influencers like you, and I feel like they, through social media, it is a huge platform for women who are basically who have home-based bakeries, home-based arts and crafts things. I feel like it gives opportunity for to women to actually earn and sustain their
Definitely,
households and
definitely they
increase
can,
their
and even they are
influence.
a lot of girls are doing amazing in this field. Even within us, there are a lot of girls that I know they're doing their startups. They have their own, like they arrange bake sales, and even they're more than doing more than that. I know a girl who is starting just her own clothing brand as an individual. So girls can definitely do amazing in this. All we need to just do is to give them the opportunity to get into this field and to empower them and to give them the confidence that they need actually from their home. We see a lot of parents who discourage your children for the startups, and especially the girls. They think that they are not used to get into some startup, or they're not used to do something unusual that they can actually. So I guess that's the mindset we have in the society, and just we need to change that definitely.
Yes, and on the same subject, do you have a female role model, someone in a high position that you look up to, someone who inspires you and you see them inspiring people?
Yes,
Anyone.
there are.
It could be me.
Yes, yes. First of all, it's my mother actually. Uh,
Oh,
First of all, it's my mother. Actually, what she has done for all of us is definitely amazing. Like from childhood since now, she's been taking care of us. She has been taking care of the whole family. So, like, she's the one who motivates me, even first of all. And then definitely there are a lot of other girls. Even some of them are entrepreneurs. Some of them are even well-known bloggers that we see. Some are vloggers. Some are travel vloggers. And definitely there are a lot of girls who are doing amazing, and we can definitely get motivation from them. Even you are one of them. As I see, you were the president of one society actually. So it's not something that I'm very serious right now. So that's actually something that inspires me and that motivates. That, if they can, so why not I?
yes, exactly. It is. I think yes. Mothers play such an important role in character building, in building who we are, what we decide, and what we aspire to do. So again, thank you for shedding light back on to why parenthood is important. I feel like I have a question from Marshall that I missed. How can we, the youth, do more? Let me go back to it. More to equal this gender disparity. How can we, the youth, do more to equal this gender disparity? So again, Akib, I know you briefly touched this topic. Is there anything you want to add more to it?
Can you please
As
repeat the
not
question? I
not
can't
as
see it.
an influencer, not as
Can
an
you?
influencer, but oh, of course, of course, of course. So basically, not as an influencer, not as a blogger, but as a youth, a representative of a youth person who is young. What do you feel like we can do? Not as an influencer, like the common
Um,
youth. What can they do?
Basically, as an individual person, the only thing we can do is to change our own mindset, and we need to make sure that the social circle we are living in, we need to make sure that there is no one jinka aisa mindset ho jo who are thinking, who even still think that it's not okay to girls to get education or to do anything that they can actually, or someone who is stopping them from doing. So we just need to create a social impact that we can definitely. So all we need to do is to take this responsibility and to take a step forward, and I guess that will be it. It will be done easily if we all take our responsibilities by ourselves.
Yes, I think it falls on us as a moral obligation to make people aware of the opportunities and what they miss out on when they do not let their daughters go to study, when they do not have the motivation to study themselves. I mean, Pakistan mein to aisa culture hai, I just heard about it today. Okay, there's someone in my mother's college where my mother teaches. ठीक है, they're obviously very poor. Government college है, और उसमें he's a poor man who is teaching, who is financing his daughter's studies. तो उसका ये है कि like उसके पूरे खानदान ने उसे मतलब like कट ऑफ कर दिया, रिश्ता खत्म कर दिया just because वो अपनी बेटियों को पढ़ा रहा है. तो I mean this is shocking.
That's what I was just talking about. If we see someone in our circle doing such thing, then we are responsible for it eventually. We need to make sure, we need to create the social impact so much that they know that they are doing right. And even definitely still अभी भी हमारे culture में unfortunately बहुत सारे ऐसे mindsets हैं जो just still think के जो हैं ये फील्ड लड़कियों के लिए suitable नहीं है, इसमें ये issue है, आगे लोग क्या कहेंगे, especially that factor. So we just need to overcome that, and we can definitely. And even sharing just one more story with that, I know a person, I know a girl actually who got married at the age of 16, and then she got divorced at the age of 21, and after that she restarted her education, and now she is doing her bachelor's from Islamic International University, and she is doing great. Even she started her own blogging page as well. So like she is a very good friend of mine, and I'm impressed by her. Like she got married at the age of 16, then got divorced at 22, and still studying. So that's the really life example that we should empower, and we should share with the other people. Tell them that अगर ये कर सकती है इन सब सिचुएशन से गुजर के, so definitely everyone else can do as well.
See, exactly that. But ये एक real life example है that we should learn from. We should propagate. कि people should know कि it is not the end of the world. कि अगर बीच में gap आ जाए, if you leave your education, a lot of people do at one point. जैसे you said कि इतनी लड़कियां drop out हो जाती हैं by 9th grade. There are like 9% women, like girls who are still in 9th grade. So they can always start it, and for this I think family ki support is very important. And for a family to support that girl, I feel like society must create an environment that convinces them that it is okay, it is good कि वो education करती है, ठीक है, और उसको pursue करती है. And again, we're sitting here, we're still very privileged. And that's the thing about Kaarvan, they go out to women in rural areas and they empower them so that they can tell their coming generations how important it is to pursue education and how many opportunities there actually are. Again, I personally feel like our government has not created enough platforms for this, but do you have any suggestions on what our government could do? क्योंकि यहाँ पे तो we can create awareness, लेकिन जो practical reforms है वो government की तरफ से आएंगे. तो do you have any idea of an example of a reform?
Basically, the thing I was just saying, especially even Punjab, there is a better percentage of girls going to school. But even especially the rural areas like Balochistan or KPK, there are no schools, especially for the girls. And there are even जो भी schools हैं वो major cities में है, rural areas में बिल्कुल schools नहीं है. And we know the condition of those schools. So government definitely needs to improve that, and they definitely need to empower especially that sector, from where they can get something from it. And I guess definitely a lot of work need to be done there. And I just hope someday, somehow, ये चीज किसी के mind में आए, and we as a society take this thing seriously as how much it should be taken, and just hope for the best.
इवन के काफी जो स्कूल्स बन जाते हैं जो उधर बॉर्डरिंग पॉपुलेशन होती है वुमेन की, वो भी अपने लड़कियों को नहीं भेजते उन स्कूल्स में भी, क्योंकि अगेन लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस. आई फील लाइक माय गवर्नमेंट शुड इंट्रोड्यूस स्कॉलरशिप्स, ठीक है, क्योंकि स्कॉलरशिप्स इज अ ग्रेट वे of financing women, ठीक है, especially from marginalized backgrounds. उनको encourage करना कि you can do this, creating opportunities for them, ठीक है, क्योंकि they are the ones जिन्होंने future generations को cultivate करना है. So again, I hope to see more done by
Yes.
our government in this regard? Which brings me
And
back.
in modern scholarships, the thing needs to be done is कि basically जो हमारा mindset है, even if they offer the scholarship, if their parents are not allowing their children to go and get that scholarship, then it's of no use eventually. So the thing needs to be done is basically to create a social impact, to create a social awareness about this thing so much that it's normal for girls to get the basic education and it's their basic right. We just need to empower this thing so much that every person in the country knows this thing, that it's their basic right and there's no one to stop it from them. And I guess I hope that such social campaigns may help this thing. And let's see.
Huh. So I feel like I've dragged this a little. Like, I want to come back to marriage because a lot of education gets, cut off because of early marriages, women की.
Exactly.
So I feel like maybe there's a role played by men because if they, after marrying, what if they, supported their wives to pursue education? I feel like it's their responsibility as
To do that.
well to,
Yes, definitely.
sponsor their wives. ठीक है, क्योंकि they were studying, ठीक है, फिर they, for whatever social norm, उनके like शादी होती है, and I think it's their responsibility. And when you are creating awareness regarding this specific topic, I would love to see you talk about men and how men could contribute to decreasing this gender disparity. Do you feel up to this?
Yes, even definitely, it's the that's the major thing that we can do as a man, and definitely it's even we play more important role in this thing because it's our society and it's people like जो कि जितनी भी हमारी male community है, definitely ये उनके mindset ज्यादा है rather than the females because females को बताया ही यही जाता है that आपने पढ़ाई नहीं करनी, आपके लिए ये चीज ठीक ही नहीं है. People are usually afraid कि आप स्कूल में जाओगे. Basically the thing we usually see that लड़कियां स्कूल जाएंगी, ये कैसे होगा, ये यूं होगा, ये यूं होगा. This thing needs to be overcome. एंड इसमें जो सबसे मेजर रोल है वो डेफिनेटली एज अ मैन ने ही वो प्ले करना है एज अ मेजर रोल. सो डेफिनेटली इट्स मेजर रोल जो कि हमने ही प्ले करना है. सो देयर इज डेफिनेटली नो डाउट इन दिस थिंग एंड इट कैन बी डन बेसिकली जितने भी अगेन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट एज एन इंडिविजुअल पर्सन के अगर एक इंसान अपने सोशल सर्कल में ये चीज मेक श्योर कर लेता है कि उसके हर सोशल सर्कल में जितने भी लोग हैं, जितने भी लोग आते हैं, उसमें कोई भी ऐसा केस नहीं है, तो इवेंचुअली हमारे पूरे पाकिस्तान में ऐसा कोई केस बचेगा नहीं. It's just as simple as that. So we just need to make sure कि जितना भी हमारे सर्कल में जितने लोगों को हम इन्फ्लुएंस कर सकते हैं, जितने लोगों को हम इम्पैक्ट में ला के आ सकते हैं, जितने लोगों तक हम अपनी बात सिंपली प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं. वो यूजली व्हाट वी डू इज कि हम अपनी गवर्नमेंट को ब्लेम कर देते हैं, हम एनजीओ को ब्लेम कर देते हैं, इवन स्पेशली सोशल मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंसर्स को ब्लेम कर देते हैं कि ये तो फैशन की बात करता रहता है, ये खाने की बात करता रहता है, या he is just traveling, he is not raising the social issues or something. So it's not only our duty to raise this issue. ये just government की सिर्फ उनका नहीं है. Definitely it's their job to do this thing, but as an individual we need to make sure this thing कि जो हमारा अपना social circle है उसमें इस तरह की कोई भी चीज अगर हो रही हो, so definitely we need to speak against that. And I guess if we start doing that, तो ऐसा कोई केस पाकिस्तान में रहेगा नहीं. So I just hope कि ये जो सोशल इम्पैक्ट है ये इस लेवल पे पहुंच जाए, किस तरह के केसेस ना हो. एंड बाय द वे, कैन यू सी मी राइट नाउ? आई विजिबल बिकॉज़ आई गेस आई सॉ द कमेंट.
नहीं, यू आर विजिबल, मुझे तो नजर आ रहा है. लेकिन हाँ, बहुत अच्छी बात की है क्योंकि हमने अपनी बातों से इट्स लाइक हमने अपनी बातों से ही ये सारी सोशल कॉन्स्ट्रक्ट ऐसी बनाई है जो कि रिस्ट्रिक्ट करता है वुमेन को फ्रॉम गेनिंग एजुकेशन. So this is how we're going to fix this as well. ठीक है, by talking about it, by making sure everyone knows कि how important this is to have a right to education. ठीक है, so that is that. ठीक है, I obviously think we can reach a conclusion to this. ठीक है, but just before we head towards that, is there anything the audience would like to ask or to add?
Yes, let's have the questions.
I think we basically covered everything, so I don't think I think we've pretty much covered all of it. So if
Everyone
they,
needs to play their part, as you said. Yeah,
yes, and the right to education, which we have, but we do not grant our children
exactly.
or whoever our responsibility is. So, thank you so much, Akib, for joining us on this live session. It was both a pleasure and an honor to have you. You said some things that are really enlightening, and I hope everyone realizes how important it is to speak about this subject, to raise awareness about this subject. As a citizen of Pakistan, Pakistan being one of the worst countries with regard to how much people are being given education or the right or access to education. So thank you very much for taking the
Thank
time
you so
to
much.
come and speak on this subject. And I hope to see you speak on it on your social media and
Definitely,
influence people
uh,
as well.
Definitely, I will. Definitely, I will, inshallah. And first of all, I would like to just thank the Kaarvan Craft Foundation, basically, and I would like to appreciate whatever they are doing actually in this field specifically. I actually didn't know what they have done in this field specially, so I was just going through their social media and I just saw and I was literally amazed at whatever they have done in this field. So hats off to them. And secondly, yes, thank you so much for having me. It was an amazing session, and I
Yes,
just hope that this thing creates some impact, and I will definitely talk about this in my future post, and I will definitely highlight this issue, and I will try to create the impact as much as I can. And let's hope as a nation we go towards a better future, and let's hope ये जो society का social norm है ये थोड़ा change हो, and we get to see the girls doing amazing and great work in this field especially as well. So let's hope.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Take care of yourself. We are now concluding this live. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you for joining.